Social Services and the Special Committee on Food Security held back-to-back hearings. This is our fifth hearing to get to the bottom of increasing prices of rice in the local markets. It was established during our investigation that the lowering of tariffs under EO 62 did not translated to only 50 centavos to any significant price decrease. So we don't know where it went. While we would hold unscrupulous business entities, we would like to focus on a long-term solution today through increasing rice planting intensity in the country, as well as we know that NIA on its own has its own program of offering cheaper price on its own as its own program. According to the Department of Agriculture Secretary Francis Chulaurel, there is a need to intensify the cropping calendar, and his agency aims for 3 cropping cycles per year in irrigated areas. However, only 50% of the flatlands in the country are irrigated. The Secretary reported that a total of 1.2 million hectares of land needs to be irrigated, entailing a budget of 1.2 trillion for the country to attain rice self-sufficiency and eventually export rice. And given that after we abolish the ISF, the degradation rate of even only 1% per year for the 1.4 million that is irrigated means at least 14,000 of irrigated lands are being deprived of proper irrigation because of lack of maintenance. In 2025, the Department of Agriculture seeks, laging nawawala po yan talaga yung degradation rate sa pag-compute ng budget ng NIA. Laging nasa is new irrigation, pero yung maintenance dahil wala ng ISF, binibigyan lang ng 500 pesos per hectare. Ewan ko hanggang saan makakarating yon. In 2025, the Department of Agriculture seeks to irrigate 55,000 hectares. Laki ah. While the National Irrigation Administration committed to irrigate a total of 70,000 of farmland. At this rate, we would need more than 10 years to achieve optimal rice production. We also note that there might be 2 republics doing irrigation, the Republic of DA and the Republic of NIA. The budget of NIA for 2025 was pegged at 42 billion in the NEP. It is small compared to the initial request of Guillen for 250 billion. While we understand that the issues of absorptive capacity and institutional integration is problematic, we will find a way, of course, of how to integrate these 2 basic approaches. We would like to know from the agency if it was successful in increasing this to 90 billion during the BICAM, as was being pushed by the Honorable Secretary Kiko Laurel. NIA today, actually this meeting is solely for NIA, but of course we would like inputs from the Department of Agriculture. It's supposed mother department. The status of NIA defies all basic principles of organizational development as far as I studied. So anyway, NIA will give us a briefing on their programs towards rice self-sufficiency and lower prices. We also invited DA so we could discuss complementing 2 solutions, having 2 major agencies, let's just live with that there are 2 agencies, each trying to do something to lower rice prices and increase production while keeping our farmers happy. So at this point, I would like to call on all my co-chairpersons apparently are the chairperson of the Committee on Agri and Food actually is with the speaker, having a dialogue with with the warehouses and the traders in Intercity in Bulacan. So at this point, TJ, can you, so may I, you have an opening on behalf of the Social Services, chaired by Ria Vergara. You have an opening statement? Thank you very much. May I recognize my idol? I mean your husband, not you.
I'm single po. Mr. Chair, that's my father, Dad.
Dad mo ba yun?
Yes, Mr. Chair. To my fellow chairs of the various committees of the Joint Committee, our esteemed colleagues, honored guests, and resource persons, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. The important role of irrigation is one of the key infrastructures that can successfully increase farm productivity. With regard to rice production, it plays an important role in ensuring rice sufficiency and improve farmers' income, which can never be overemphasized as it supports over 50% of the country's agricultural lands. And the National Irrigation Administration is tasked with the critical responsibility of managing the country's irrigation systems covering approximately 1.7 million hectares. In government's quest to make rice more affordable, especially to the poor Filipinos, and as discussed by our good Agriculture Secretary in our previous meeting, it is best to re-evaluate the ongoing projects of NIA in order to determine where more irrigation is needed. Republic Act Number 10969, or the Free Irrigation Service Act, aims to ensure that vital support services are made available, particularly in the irrigation service, and one of its key features is the exemption of all farmers with land holding of 8 hectares and below from paying irrigation services for water derived from national irrigation systems and communal irrigation systems under the NIA. We are aware that despite the country's progress in the irrigation system, challenges still persist, such as inadequate infrastructure, water scarcity, and the impact of climate change. And these are the challenges that we are trying to address through modernization, infrastructure development, rehabilitation, and sustainable irrigation practices so that food security and agricultural productivity can be guaranteed. Apart from rehabilitating our aging irrigation systems, as well as upgrading our water management systems, we need to map out key areas where expansion is needed, especially in the Visayas, Mindanao, and our upland areas. So we welcome our NIA family so that they may apprise the Joint Committee on the ways and means this present Congress may be able to assist them in fulfilling their mandate to improve agricultural productivity and increase farmers' income, and contribute to the Marcos administration's dream of making affordable rice readily available to the poor. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congresswoman Pancho. At this point, may I recognize Congressman Christian Unabio of the 1st District of Misamis Oriental, Congressman Serge C. Dagook of APEC Party List, APC Party List. Ano number nyo?
Sa balota.
Okay, number 43 sa balota. Ikaw, Nick, ano number mo ng agap? We also have Congressman Nick Briones of Party List Agap, number 117. Before we proceed with our meeting, may I request the Committee Secretary to administer the oath to our resource persons, those who haven't taken their oath before. TJ,